Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Money Power Genius, and if you've clicked on this video, then you're probably wondering how to become like Thomas Shelby. The man, the myth, the legend. The Peaky Blinders boss who's got the brains, the balls, and the firepower to take on the world and come out on top. The man who's got style, swagger, and a whole lot of secrets that most of us can only dream of. Well, my friends, you've come to the right place. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of how to become a real-life Tommy Shelby, we need to talk about why the hell you'd want to do that in the first place. I mean, let's face it, the guy's got a lot of issues. He's seen some shit. He's done some shit. He's got a whole lot of blood on his hands. And he's not exactly the poster boy for mental health or healthy relationships. So why on earth would you want to emulate him? The answer, my friends, is simple. Power, control, respect, freedom, money, and all the other things that most of us crave but don't know how to get. Tommy Shelby may not be a role model in the conventional sense, but he's a master of the game of life. He knows how to play it, how to win it, and how to enjoy it. And if you're willing to learn from him, you can too. So, what does it take to become like Tommy Shelby? Well, for starters, you need to have a certain set of skills. You need to be smart, streetwise, and strategic. You need to know how to read people, how to negotiate, and how to manipulate. You need to be tough, resilient, and resourceful. And you need to have a sense of style, a sense of humor, and a sense of purpose. But it's not just about skills. It's also about mindset. You need to think like Tommy Shelby. You need to be confident, decisive, and focused. You need to be willing to take risks, make sacrifices, and face your fears. You need to be adaptable, creative, and always one step ahead of the game. And you need to have a vision, a plan, and a reason for doing what you do. Now, I know what you're thinking. James, that all sounds great, but how the hell do I get there? Well, my friends, that's what this video is all about. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down the key elements of becoming like Tommy Shelby. We're going to talk about his background, his personality, his skills, his mindset, and his lifestyle. And we're going to give you practical tips, tricks, and advice on how to apply those elements to your own life. So buckle up, grab a whiskey, and get ready to learn how to become a real-life Peaky Blinder. This is the Money Power Genius, and this is how to become like Thomas Shelby. Part 1: Ambition and Vision. All right, so you want to know about ambition and vision. Let me tell you something, my friends. Ambition and vision are like a pair of twins. They go hand in hand. They're like two sides of the same damn coin. You can't have one without the other. Now, let me ask you something. What do you think separates the successful from the rest of the pack? What do you think sets the winners apart from the losers? It's ambition and vision, my friends. It's the drive to succeed and the ability to see the bigger picture. Let me break it down for you. Ambition is that burning desire inside of you, that hunger to achieve something great. It's what keeps you up at night, what makes you push yourself harder than anyone else. Ambition is what separates the mediocre from the exceptional. But ambition alone is not enough. You also need vision. You need to be able to see the end game, to visualize the future you want for yourself. You need to be able to see the opportunities that others miss, to anticipate the trends that are yet to come. So, what's my ambition and vision, you might ask? Well, my ambition is to be the best damn content creator out there, to create videos that educate, inspire, and entertain. I want to be the one who sets the bar for quality content, who raises the standard for what it means to be a YouTuber. And my vision is to use my platform to make a real difference in this world. I want to be a voice for the voiceless, to shed light on the issues that matter most. I want to inspire others to make a positive impact in their own communities, to be the change they want to see in the world. But let me tell you something, my friends. Ambition and vision are not just about setting lofty goals for yourself. It's also about the hard work, the dedication, and the discipline it takes to make those goals a reality. You can have all the ambition and vision in the world, but if you're not willing to put in the work, it's all for nothing. That's why I'm always pushing myself, always striving to be better than I was yesterday. Whether it's spending countless hours researching, scripting, and editing my videos, or constantly seeking out feedback from my audience, I never stop working to improve. And that's what it takes to achieve your ambition and vision, my friends. It takes grit, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to your goals. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. So, what's your ambition and vision? What's the fire that burns inside of you, that keeps you moving forward even when the going gets tough? Find it, embrace it, and never let go. Because when you have ambition and vision, my friends, the sky's the damn limit. Part 2: Strategic Thinking. Listen up, my fellow hustlers and entrepreneurs. We've talked about ambition and vision, but now it's time to put those ideas into action with some good old-fashioned strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is all about planning and executing with purpose. It's about analyzing the market, identifying opportunities, and making moves that set you up for success in the long term. Anyone can come up with a good idea, but it takes strategic thinking to turn that idea into a thriving business. First things first, you need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know what sets you apart from your competition and where you could use some improvement. This means taking a hard look at yourself and your business, identifying what's working and what's not, and making changes accordingly. Next, you need to do your research. You need to know your market inside and out. Who are your customers? What do they want? What are they willing to pay for it? What are your competitors doing, and how can you do it better? Once you've done your research, it's time to set some goals. You need to have a clear idea of what you want to achieve and when you want to achieve it. This means setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART goals. But setting goals isn't enough. You need to have a plan for achieving those goals. This means breaking down your goals into smaller, actionable steps. It means figuring out what resources you need, who you need on your team, and how you're going to measure success along the way. But even the best laid plans can go awry. That's why it's important to be adaptable and flexible. You need to be able to pivot when something isn't working, and you need to be able to capitalize on unexpected opportunities when they arise. And last but not least, you need to stay focused. It's easy to get distracted by shiny new ideas or get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. But if you stay focused on your goals, stay true to your vision, and keep grinding away day in and day out, you'll eventually achieve the success you're after. That's strategic thinking in a nutshell, my friends. It's about being proactive, staying ahead of the curve, and always striving for improvement. If you can master the art of strategic thinking, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Part 3: Leadership. Leadership, my dear friend, is not for the faint of heart. It's not just about barking orders at people and expecting them to follow blindly. Leadership is a damn art form. It's the ability to inspire, motivate, and guide people towards a common goal. And let me tell you, Thomas Shelby had leadership skills that could put some world leaders to shame. So, you want to be like Thomas Shelby. You want to lead with the same ferocity and grace that he did. Well, let me tell you, it's not going to be easy. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and a willingness to get your hands dirty. But if you're up for the challenge, then let's get started. The first thing you need to understand about leadership is that it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Every situation requires a different approach, a different style. Sometimes you need to be the calm in the storm, the voice of reason. Other times, you need to be the one lighting the match and setting the whole damn thing on fire. Thomas Shelby knew this all too well. He knew when to be the quiet, calculating leader and when to be the ruthless, fearless one. And his gang respected him for it. They knew that he had their backs, no matter what. And that's what true leadership is all about, earning the trust and respect of your team. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and start a gang of your own. Please don't. But you do need to start building your own team. Whether it's in your personal life or your professional one, you need to surround yourself with people who believe in your vision and are willing to work towards it. And once you've got your team, it's time to start leading them. And that means setting clear goals, communicating effectively, and holding people accountable. Thomas Shelby was a master at all of these things. He knew what he wanted, and he made damn sure that his team knew it too. And if someone wasn't pulling their weight, well, let's just say he knew how to deal with that too. But, and this is a big but, being the leader is not just about telling people what to do. It's about leading by example. It's about being the first one in and the last one out. It's about putting in the hard work and showing your team that you're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. Thomas Shelby embodied this in every way possible. He was never afraid to get his hands dirty, whether it was in a fistfight or in the boardroom. He led from the front, and his team followed him willingly. So, my friend, if you want to be like Thomas Shelby, you need to start developing your own leadership skills. Learn to adapt to different situations, build a strong team, set clear goals, communicate effectively, hold people accountable, and lead by example. And if you can do all of that, well, you might just be the next Thomas Shelby. Part 4: Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the most important yet often overlooked aspect of leadership. It's not just about knowing how to manage others, but also how to manage yourself. As a leader, you must be able to understand your own emotions, as well as those of your team, in order to create a positive and productive work environment. Firstly, let's break down what emotional intelligence actually means. It's the ability to identify, understand, and manage one's own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It's about being able to use emotions in a constructive way to guide thoughts and actions, and to manage stress and challenges effectively. As a leader, emotional intelligence is crucial because it helps you to build strong relationships with your team members. You need to be able to understand their feelings, motivations, and perspectives, and to communicate with them effectively. This means listening actively, being empathetic, and showing genuine concern for their well-being. In order to develop your emotional intelligence, you need to start by understanding your own emotions. This means being aware of how you feel in different situations and how your emotions affect your thoughts and actions. Once you have a good understanding of your own emotions, you can start to develop your empathy skills. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see things from their perspective. This is important because it helps you to build trust and rapport with your team members and to create a positive and supportive work environment. Another important aspect of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. This is the ability to control your emotions and behaviors in different situations. It means being able to manage your stress and remain calm under pressure, and to respond to challenges in a constructive way. As a leader, you also need to be able to motivate and inspire your team members. This requires a high level of emotional intelligence, as you need to be able to understand what motivates each individual team member and to provide them with the support and encouragement they need to achieve their goals. Finally, emotional intelligence also involves social skills. This means being able to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and work collaboratively with others. As a leader, you need to be able to create a positive and supportive team culture where everyone feels valued and respected. In conclusion, emotional intelligence is a crucial aspect of leadership. It's about understanding your own emotions and those of your team members, and using this understanding to create a positive and productive work environment. By developing your emotional intelligence, you can become a more effective leader and build strong relationships with your team members. Remember, emotions are not a weakness, they are a strength. Part 5: Resilience. Resilience is a crucial trait for any individual striving to become like Thomas Shelby. The journey to success is filled with challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. The key to overcoming these hurdles is resilience. Resilience is all about bouncing back from adversity. It's about being able to take a hit, get back up, and keep going. To become like Thomas Shelby, you must have the resilience to face any challenge that comes your way and emerge victorious. Resilience is not something that you are born with. It is a skill that can be learned and developed. The first step towards developing resilience is to cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve and grow through hard work and perseverance. It is the belief that failure is not a setback, but a learning opportunity. To develop resilience, you must also learn to manage your emotions. When faced with a challenge, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or frustrated. However, it's important to keep your emotions in check and focus on the task at hand. You must learn to stay calm and collected under pressure and make rational decisions. Another important aspect of resilience is adaptability. In today's fast-paced world, things are constantly changing, and you must be able to adapt quickly to stay ahead. Thomas Shelby was always one step ahead of his competition because he was adaptable. He was able to pivot his strategies and tactics based on the situation at hand. Finally, to become like Thomas Shelby, you must have the resilience to bounce back from failure. Failure is not the end. It's just a stepping stone on the road to success. When you fail, you must learn from your mistakes, dust yourself off, and get back in the game. In conclusion, resilience is a crucial trait for anyone striving to become like Thomas Shelby. To develop resilience, you must cultivate a growth mindset, learn to manage your emotions, be adaptable, and bounce back from failure. Remember, resilience is not something that you are born with. It's a skill that can be learned and developed through practice and hard work. So keep pushing forward, stay strong, and never give up on your dreams. All right, let's wrap this up. At the end of the day, becoming like Thomas Shelby is not just about adopting a particular style or way of speaking. It's about cultivating a mindset that values ambition, strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, resilience, and leadership. It's about having a clear vision of what you want to achieve and the determination to make it happen, no matter what challenges come your way. But perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing that your success is not just about you. It's about the people around you, the team you lead, and the community you serve. It's about having the empathy and emotional intelligence to connect with others, understand their perspectives, and build meaningful relationships. And it's about having the resilience to weather setbacks and failures, learn from them, and come back stronger than before. So if you want to become like Thomas Shelby, don't just focus on the external trappings of his character. Focus on developing the internal qualities that made him the successful leader he was. Cultivate your ambition, sharpen your strategic thinking skills, build your emotional intelligence, and develop your resilience. And above all, remember that success is not just about you. It's about the people you serve and the legacy you leave behind. In the words of Thomas Shelby himself, you can change what you do, but you can't change what you want. So figure out what you want, and then go out and make it happen. Because when you have a clear vision, a strong mindset, and a team of people who believe in you, anything is possible. Now, go out there and conquer the world, Shelby style. All right,